Greetings everyone. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing wonderful today. Today we're going to talk about boosting your spell work with writing out petitions. I'm Lady Starfire and I hope you learn a lot today. Okay, so a petition. What is a petition? A petition is a piece of paper that we write out our intent of what it is that we want or need, okay? And it is maybe taped to a candle, placed underneath the candle, burned, all sorts of things. It depends on the petition, okay, and what it's for, whether it's a petition in ritual, whether it's a spell petition, specifically, whatever, okay? So, but it is where we actually write down our intentions and our needs of whatever it is we want, whether it's getting rid of negativity, bringing in positive, working that money spell, you know, whatever, okay? We're going to write it on here. Now, there are all kinds of ways of writing out petitions, okay? You can use copy paper. I personally like to use parchment paper, you know, when I can. There are certain times that you might use brown paper bag. You know, there's no real right or wrong as far as the piece of paper. I have used notebook paper when that's all I had. Don't really like the one with all the lines on it. But if it's what you got, it's what you got. Use it. Okay? As I like to say, we're modern day witches, and sometimes we use what we have. You know, we can't always run out and buy something, so we use what's available. That's where the brown paper sack came in, because they used to be plentiful. They're not as much anymore, unless you come to my store, because I have them, because I don't really like the plastic, unless I have to. But the brown paper bags used to be what you got when you went to the grocery store and everything else, so people have plenty of them. And so it was easy just to rip out, cut out, whatever. That's another thing, you know, a lot of times that people, you know, would just rip them off one and use it, and that's fine. There are people that seem to think that you can't have any cut lines. It all has to be ripped and jagged and all that kind of stuff. Personally, I find that a waste of paper. I see no, you know, sense in it. If you want to do that, that's fine. I don't really like to waste, so I'm going to use my paper. Now, usually if I've got a big sheet and we're making petitions like for circle, yep, we usually tear them, fold it, do your little thing here, you know, and tear. But it's only that one or two, you know, tears on there. So, but once again, that is your right to do it how you choose. If it makes you feel better to do that, go for it, okay? It's all right. Now, when we write on petitions, we're going to use pencils or a magical ink, like dragon's blood, dove's blood, green money ink, whatever. Make your own ink. You can make it out of pokeberries. Be careful with the pokeberries. You know, they are poisonous, but you can use it to make you an ink, and, you know, but don't make a lot at one time because it will mold. Just make you enough for what you need right then, you know, if you're going to do that. But don't use a ballpoint pen or anything like that unless it's all you have. If it's all you have and I need to do the spell right now, guess what? I'm going to grab that sucker. I don't care what color it is. I'm just going to do it. But as a general rule, you're going to use pencil. Okay, it's natural lead. We want to keep things a lot more natural. Or use a magical ink that you dip and write with. Okay, I like to use them when I'm doing like a jar candle, especially if it's a healing candle or something like that. Take that picture, attach it to the candle. I usually won't necessarily write on the back of it unless it's the name, maybe the birth date, something like that. Some people do, as opposed to doing a separate petition that you would also attach to that candle. Always make sure that your writing is to the inside. That way somebody walking by can't read it. It's not their business. That's why I wouldn't put it on the back of the picture, because the face of the picture is going to be facing the candle. Okay? So, but either way, you're going to write this out. And you need to be specific on what it is that you're needing. And once again, there are all kinds of them. You can be asking to get rid of negativity. I don't teach a lot of control things, but let's just say there's somebody that's being really nasty to you. And so you're just trying to, get them to say, shut up, stop being nasty to you. Then you would write out their name, okay, as a general rule. On those, we usually do it like 7 times. And then you sign your name directly on the top of it, not above it, over it, to where you can't really read their name because your name is written literally over where you just wrote. Because that's taking power on that. Don't misuse that, please. I'm telling you now, if you misuse it, it's your karma, not mine, because I warned you. Okay, you have been warned. So, but I mean, once again, there's a lot of different ways to write out petitions. You also, depending on what you're asking for, is at the bottom, and even like on that one, I would still put, and it harm none. You don't want something to happen and her mouth is wired shut or something, okay? Don't do that. Do not do anything that harms. It will come back and bite you. So, and it harm none, so mote it be, and then you sign your name. Now, if you have a magical name, use your magical name on your petitions, not your given name. If you want to use your given name, you can do that too. It's okay. Remember, I tell you, do it, what feels right to you. Just make sure you're doing it correctly and for the right reasons, okay? Petitions are used in pretty much all of our spell work because we're writing down whatever it is. It can be attached to candles. You can put them under things. You can fold it up and put it under a pyramid. Go back and watch the video on pyramids, or and the witch's pyramid that I taught you before, because it adds power when you put this underneath this pyramid, okay? Because it creates that cone of power, so the energy is coming up to that point and going out all the time. So that's another way to use them. In circle, we write out petitions and we burn them in the cauldron. So your petitions, once you're through with it, your spell is done. Now, you may burn it in your little ritual thing that you're doing for your spell work. That may be part of it, is you actually burn it to help send it out there. Maybe that is your whole spell, is, this written out petitions. And so therefore you're going to burn it. Or, once you're done, it comes off of your candle or out from underneath your candle. At that point, it's done its job. So let's burn it and complete it, send that out into the cosmos, to all the powers that be, okay? So it's just another way to complete your spell work by burning that petition once you're done, okay? So there's just lots of different ways of doing this. Just remember, please, ain't it harm none, so mote it be, okay? So anyway, once again, back to the different types of paper that you can use. Something it's kind of funny, but it's also, something that's useful is, you can write it out on toilet paper. If you want to do a banishing, careful, it tends to tear. But anyway, write it out on some toilet paper and go, I'm done with you. You're banished from my life, and flush it. It's gone. It's another way of, sending things off because it's going on way away from you. Because remember, anytime we're banishing things, we want it gone far away, okay? But, I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do. Be creative, and use what you've got. I've used tissue paper before, actual pretty tissue paper. Whatever it is. If you don't have any kind of paper, if a paper towel's all you've got, guess what? Use it. It's a little harder to write on sometimes, but you can get the job done. So be specific. Once again, our petitions go back to setting your intentions, and our petitions are used in our spell work and in other workings. Just a petition itself is a spell, all within itself, but they can be used to increase the outcome of other spells because it's the written word and it's spoken. So all of these things go together, okay? I hope this helps you and, boost all your workings, even more. Remember to stay positive. If you wouldn't want it done to you, don't do it to someone else. Thank you for being here, for supporting me. Share my video. I would really appreciate it because I'm sure somebody needs to learn how to write these things out correctly. And subscribe if you haven't. Please leave me comments. Let me know how these things are working for you, okay? If you'd like to buy me a coffee, the link is down there in that description, okay? But so be sure to write down in your journal, all right, that we are boosting our spell work with petitions, okay? And take the, write down all the notes. What kind of paper do you need? Do we tear it? Do we cut it? Does it matter? All right. And what things can you do with it? And what to do with it afterwards. So these are the things that you learned in this video. And I hope they help you. And I hope you have a wonderful and magical day. And may all the things that you need in life be yours. Until the next time, blessed be.